Hi, this is Mike from Mike's Unboxing Reviews and How To, and today I'm going to take a look at some RAM which may make you question your next RAM purchase. Keep watching to find out more. Okay, so today we're going to be taking a look at some slightly funky RAM. This is from V-Color. Now this isn't a sponsored video, I've bought this from Amazon US, I have my money. And these actually have come across as being a great deal. Now, if you're in the market for buying some DDR3200 at the moment, and you want a good deal and you want some RGB, these are definitely worth a look. Now, most of you probably have never heard of V-Color, and to be honest with you, until I had a browse on Amazon, I hadn't myself. But looking into them, they're a pretty big company. They do a lot of RAM chips, and they're starting to break into the US and into the kind of European markets more so. Very big in Taiwan apparently, but never been there, so I couldn't tell you that for sure. They seem to be doing good things. Now, all of their RAM comes from SK Hynix, so it's a decent RAM. Obviously, SK Hynix are the second largest manufacturer of DRAM in the world, seconded only by Samsung at the moment, so it's a pretty good start to begin with. So let's take a look at them and see what we actually get for our money. Now, these actually are the RGB Skywalker Prism RAM sticks. In this pack here is a 16 gig kit, which is 2 times 8 gigabytes, and I'm trying to update my video editing PC to do some more work and maybe look at doing 4K footage. So 32 gigs is going to be definitely needed for that. So that's why I've got 2 sets. And these were actually at a fantastic price. At the moment on Amazon, if you look, obviously depending on when you watch this video, the prices may have changed because they do fluctuate quite a bit. But at the moment, $105. Which for me actually is a great price. If you convert that to UK pounds, that's about £80. So in the UK at the moment, you can pick up 16 gigs of DDR3000, maybe 3200 if you're lucky, for somewhere between the £80 to £90 mark, just for your kind of your bog standard RAM like your Corsair LPX and other sort of relatively kind of bog standard RAM. Although good, if you want RGB, then at the moment in the UK, you're looking at spending roughly anywhere between £130 to £160 for a decent set of RAM. So these actually come in at a very good price. And even with the postage as well, works out pretty decent. Rather than going for the usual brands like your G-Skill, Corsair, I thought I'd give these a go. And they tick all the right boxes, the price, value, reliability, all that kind of stuff, all seems to be there. But what really did it for me is actually the finish on these RAM sticks. So if I open them up, you can see what I mean. And the first thing you notice when you take them out of the box is there's a microfiber type cloth. And you're probably thinking, why would you want a microfiber type cloth? Well, these actually have a mirror finish on them. So if I flip the box around, you can see there you are, the Prism RGB RAM sticks. And you're probably catching the camera, it's reflecting all sorts of light, which in a PC, especially if you've got one which is slightly RGB like mine, this is going to bounce a little bit more light around and also catch the eye as well. I think it looks really good. And that is why you get this cloth in there, because it's like a mirror finish. So obviously installing it and using it and whatever, you're gonna get fingerprints on it, which actually I have taken this out already and I can see there's some fingerprints on there which I'm gonna need to clean off. But what do you think? I think they look really nice. That heat spreader serves as two purposes. Not only is it actually attractive to look at, well, in my opinion, it also will keep the RAM chips cooler, especially at that overclock state of DDR3200 running at 1.35 volts. So let's take them out a little bit more so you can have a slightly better look. So that's the chip itself. And you've got LEDs running all along the top. So it's the usual addressable RGB stereo. So hundreds and hundreds of different color combinations of the individual LEDs that run across the top. The chrome or mirror spreader, which runs across over the top, actually folds around as well across the top. So to give a nice little accent to your build. And you've got the red V on there, which is obviously for V-Color, the company. So actually, looking at that looks very similar to the Vega 7. If you've seen a Vega 7 up close, they've got that kind of R in the corner. So if you're maybe thinking of a Ryzen build, nice new Ryzen chip, Vega 7, a little bit of V-Color RAM in there to tie it all off, might look very nice. So that's the one stick. And there's the other one in the pair. And as you can see, they are very reflective. You could almost comb your hair in these if you had any. I think they're really good. They look good, in my opinion, as is. These things are always my opinion, because obviously you may like something completely different, but I think these are really great looking. They're a little bit different. They're not the usual stuff. they're not plain just black RAM, and also they work with the RGB software on Gigabyte boards, MSI boards, and ASRock boards. Currently, unfortunately for me, they don't work with Asus Aurora Sync, which is unfortunately what I've got in that board there. But actually, that suits me fine because the default pattern of these is kind of like the RGB Unicorn Puke, which is almost the same as what's going on in there. So actually it fits in perfectly, not actually having to have the software running. I can use the built-in controller on the case, do all the lights and fans, and the RAM can do its own thing. So it's another piece of software I don't have to worry about. Also as well, sometimes I've noticed some of the RGB software that runs in the background actually comes up as a kind of like a hack or cheat in some games. Far Cry 5 was one where it kept on saying that lighting service.exe was some kind of hack and wouldn't let me continue until I disabled it. So actually these running without having any software is also pretty awesome as well. So that pretty much wraps it up. I just thought I'd share this with you. For me, these have turned out to be, I wouldn't say they're an extreme bargain, but they're very well priced for what they are. For RGB RAM, which looks really nice, DDR4 3200, CL16, 1.35 volts. They're going to run really nice. They're going to give my Ryzen 1700 a little stretch of its legs now, and hopefully help out with the video editing when I get around to doing it. So I've been Mike. This is Mike's Unboxing Reviews and How To. These are the pretty cool, in my opinion, V-Color Skywalker RGB Prism RAM sticks, and we'll catch you in the next video. Thanks for watching.